Warner Bros. Discovery will split into two publicly traded companies by mid-2026. Who could have foreseen that coming? Global networks, including TBS, TNT, Discovery, and Bleacher Report, led by CFO Gunnar Weidenfels, and streaming and studios, including HBO, DC Studios, and the soon-to-be renamed Max, led by CEO David Zaslav. AEW, which airs on both TNT and Max, is unlikely to be affected in the short term due to a TV deal running through 2027. Plans to offer AEW pay-per-views on Max in 2025 remains uncertain amid the restructuring. Yeah, they've been just sucking things up forever. Does anybody remember the infamous Time Warner merger back in the late 90s that really shot WCW right in the foot? This was one of those things where Greg and I used to argue about this forever, because no matter all the evidence put in his face, no matter how much it was proven that, no, WCW failed not because of bad booking. Like, you can always come back from bad booking, even years of bad booking. You can come back from that. What killed WCW was the Time Warner merger. They got rid of anybody with a brain, and they didn't want wrestling anymore. So they killed it, and they sold the carcass to Vince McMahon. That's exactly what happened. But they didn't want to, Greg and I used to argue about that all the time, because he said, no, WWF just outbooked them. They were better. And sure, they outbooked them. So what? A lot of companies with really bad booking have come back and survived, especially in today's world. They could have crawled through, but they didn't want to. They wanted to sell off wrestling because they didn't want that as part of their network. Basically, I can't think of what it's called now. Their repertoire. They've since bought up more properties, more stations, more companies, and they've just gotten to this big ball of wibbly wobbly bullcrap led by some of the dumbest people on earth, David Zaslav included. And now they're selling off parts, as they should have been from the get-go. They're finally now splitting up and realizing, oh, maybe we did the most, and we shouldn't have done the most. Yeah, so luckily they're finally smartening up.